All right, guys, another bad loss for the Utah Jazz. They're 1-4 in their last 5 road games. Tonight they get shellacked in the fourth quarter by the Dallas Mavericks. This is the Hoops Nerd postgame show. All right, guys, this one might not get too long. Let's just dive into this. The Utah Jazz get shellacked again tonight. The story of the game was really that the Jazz were out without Rudy Gobert and Bojan Bogdanovic in this one, so down 2 main starters. Rudy was a late scratch. That was kind of, I don't know if anyone really expected that, but so the Jazz start Eric Paschall and Juancho Hernan-Gomez, and just right there, if you're starting Eric Paschall and Juancho Hernan-Gomez, you need a big time night from one of your stars, and Donovan Mitchell just did not have that night. But let's talk about the Mavericks just a tiny bit. Obviously, the story of the game is Luka Doncic, 11 for 21 from the field. He shot 4 for 7 from 3. A lot of these were those step backs, which was nice. He had a very nice night from the free throw line, 6 for 9 with 10 rebounds, 5 assists, 32 points. Just a solid night from Luka Doncic. He's really great. Really, honestly, the matchup that really killed the Jazz tonight and was positive for the Mavericks, and it was just smart coaching and play by the Mavericks, was that they hunted Mike Conley all night long. Mike Conley would be isolated on Luka Doncic whenever he was on the floor. The Mavericks would switch them out so that Luka Doncic faced Mike Conley head to head, and he just dominated him all night long. I mean, and not just in like getting buckets and scoring easy baskets at the rim and in that little mid-range shot that Doncic does, but also his ability to just get any shot he wanted. If Mike Conley was on him, he would just overhead pass to anyone he wanted with ease. There was just nothing that was hard for Luka Doncic tonight. And so Luka Doncic gets the better of the Jazz in this one, and I believe the season series is tied now. This is a possible playoff matchup, so we'll see what happens. But the bad news for the Jazz is that Donovan Mitchell was hurt at the end of the game, and it sounds like his ankle is sore. So worst nightmare scenario for the Utah Jazz going into the playoffs this year. I'm sure the Jazz are trying to keep everyone healthy as they go into the playoffs. That was the goal they made at the beginning of the season. But, oh, sorry, it's a late one. That's not looking good. It's kind of looking like Groundhog Day for the Jazz with a bad ankle injury for Donovan Mitchell, and we'll see what happens. But this Mavericks team is really built around the strengths of Luka Doncic at this point after the Porzingis trade, and they're a very good team. They are. I don't know if they're championship caliber, but they have a MVP caliber guy in Luka Doncic, and they have players around him that complement what he does. And so it's a team that on any given night can beat anybody. So nice team in the Dallas Mavericks. We'll see what happens. I don't know. I mean, really the path for the Mavericks to get a championship is having someone come in free agency or some sort of big trade that some star player says, I want to play with Luka and forces a trade, a la Chris Paul and like the Suns type thing. I don't know if that'll happen, but I think that's the type of thing that needs to happen for the Mavericks to win the title, because they do need kind of that second guy, or I just don't know if they can quite win the championship. Maybe Luka is that good, but I do think they kind of need that second superstar guy. The Pippen to the Jordan, as they say. All right, let's talk about the Utah Jazz. Honestly, it might be more interesting to talk about Will Smith slapping Chris Rock than this Utah Jazz team, but things went really bad. We already talked about it. Juancho and Paschall started. Honestly, Juancho had a good night. I know he was 1 for 4. Actually, I'm surprised. I thought he shot it better. 9 rebounds, 7 points, 3 for 6 from the field. He had that fun dunk that he made. Eric Paschall was 4 for 9 from the field. He did hit those 2 corner threes, so that was nice. 10 points. But if Juancho and Eric Paschall are starting, you need a big night from your other guys. Royce O'Neal took 6 total shots as a starter, which is kind of wild. He made 2 for 4 from 3, which is good, but 6 points from Royce, 0 assists, 3 rebounds, 2 steals. Kind of not enough, to be honest, from Royce. Especially on a night like tonight, you needed someone else to step up. Donovan Mitchell, everyone, here we go. Donovan Mitchell was really bad tonight, and honestly, Donovan Mitchell needed to be much better. I'm actually surprised that he's only a -11 in this one. Rudy Gay was the best player tonight for the Jazz. It wasn't particularly close. He was. It was nice to see Rudy Gay play well. And so if you want like a silver lining after this loss, Jazz fans, we're in need of a lot of silver linings right now. But I would say the silver lining was Rudy Gay's play, because he looked really good and he looked solid for the first time in a while. And, 8 for 14 from the field is nice. That's 14 shots for Rudy Gay. 18 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists. It was a good night. +7 in a game the Jazz just couldn't really find a way to win. Jared Butler was +5, which comes in garbage time. I don't know if we'll delve into that. That's just too depressing, to be honest. But yeah, Donovan Mitchell was not good enough tonight. And the Jazz had a 5-out system. They had everything kind of just squared up for Donovan Mitchell to show up. And the Jazz needed Donovan Mitchell to have a monster night. Instead, he goes 4 for 13, 1 for 4 from 3 with 5 rebounds, 4 assists. You can't blame this one on Rudy. And then there were some things that were interesting about tonight. Honestly, a lot of these numbers are in the fourth quarter when the Jazz fell apart. Donovan Mitchell gets hurt. But Donovan Mitchell just needed to have a monster night, and he didn't. He just absolutely didn't. So it's really disappointing. You needed it. And honestly, this was such a bad loss. It makes me start wondering about next season. Like, yeah, we are going to make some moves. This Jazz team is not going to go far in the playoffs. Like, they're just not. Anyone who thinks that, I mean, I could be wrong, and someone can come back to this video and share this clip or whatever if you want. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. I mean, you'll get Bojan Bogdanovic back probably. Like, lucky for the Jazz, they have time for him to get healthy. Sorry, guys. I'm yawning. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. That's what happens with live. But anyways, Bojan Bogdanovic is coming back and will help. Having a nice offensive talent like that will help. Rudy Gobert will be healthy, so you'll have Donovan, Rudy, Bojan, Mike Conley. I mean, after tonight though, let's hope that ankle wasn't bad. I mean, it was an ankle injury for Donovan last season that ruined the season, and the same goes for Mike Conley. He was injured all year last year. Mike Conley tonight had a nice line, 6 for nice from the field, and he did have 7 assists, 14 points. One thing and did I talk bad enough about Donovan Mitchell? Was it bad enough? Did I not say enough? Let me know in the comments. Should I say more bad things about Donovan Mitchell? I don't know. But it's just too bad. And no one's going to be harder on himself than Donovan Mitchell that he didn't have a big night. The Jazz needed it. It wasn't there. And that's a major reason why the Jazz lost. Another major reason the Jazz lost. And it's like a theory I have, and I'm finally just going to embrace it, embrace the truth. It's okay to embrace reality. And I just think that Mike Conley is empty calories. Tonight, and I already mentioned a little bit, the Dallas Mavericks hunted Mike Conley all night long. Like, all night long. Go watch this game. I mean, honestly, let's just watch a few buckets of Luka Doncic. Let's just watch. They hunted him all night. And, I mean, every single time that Luka Doncic was on the floor, he was looking for Mike Conley. This is the first play. This is on Eric Pascal. That's a step back. That's just a tough shot. I don't want to look at the threes. I want to look at the twos. All right, here we go. Oh, this is on Royce O'Neal. That was an and one. That's just a nice play by Luka Doncic. I'm just like switching because let's see here. All right, look. So here we go. He isolates on Mike Conley and immediately goes and just gets the easy floater. This is what I'm talking about. So he has Royce, grabs the screen so Mike Conley's on him. He just barrels past him and over the top scores. This is what I'm talking about. This is a step back 3 on Royce. So we'll just, I don't care. That's just a big time shot by Luka. Okay, that was the end of the half 3. That was a backbreaker. Because this game was absolutely close. Maybe the narrative's getting broken by all this. I guess that's what happens when you watch all the plays. Man, sometimes I swear. All right, let's just watch. That's not a great look for Rudy Gay, to be honest. I'm trying to find the ones, and maybe there's more and I'm not seeing them. I don't know. Sometimes it's also in the I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But what I noticed is that throughout the game, Luka Doncic targeted Mike Conley, and it was just all game long. And sometimes it worked out, but sometimes it was him going to the free throw line. And that's part of it. Like we had the rip through foul that Mike Conley did on. I mean, I guess maybe we can watch that. Let's see, because it's like I know what I saw, and no one's watching after tonight. Oh, that's right. They don't show the personal fouls, so I forgot. All right, well, we'll forget about it. But anyways, it's a problem because Luka was isolating Mike Conley, and typically that wouldn't be an issue because Utah can put Rudy Gobert directly on Luka, and that kind of counters that issue. But tonight, it was one of the major reasons they lost outside of Donovan Mitchell having a horrific night. Like Mike Conley could not handle Luka Doncic, and not many can in Mike Conley's defense. Thank you, Christian. You are here. You are the all-star of all-stars tonight, to be honest. But it's a problem. When Rudy Gobert gets back, that can help out a lot. But there are just some perimeter issues with this team that I just don't think are solvable. I mean, honestly, at one point tonight, I just thought, you know what? Is it time to just think about tanking next season? Trading everything you can, get every asset you can, get a blue chipper next to Donovan Mitchell, just have Donovan Mitchell have some random hand injury or something like that, and take a year to just rest and I don't know, do something, and then come back with a blue chip prospect and then just go. I don't know. But it was a bad loss tonight, guys. It's a loss like this that just makes you wonder what's going on. And honestly, the thoughts the offseason the Jazz are about to have is probably the offseason they should have had last offseason. But it is what it is. It's a rough loss tonight, and that's a big part of it. And the fact that they're just isolating Mike Conley so many times over and over and over makes me think the 6 for 9, it's it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. It feels honestly cotton candy to me. It's just it looks nice. It tastes good. It's not actually providing you with anything, because if you're absolutely giving it away on the other end, then it sucks. It was a bad thing tonight. Nice to see Jordan Clarkson knocks down some threes tonight. That's a silver lining. If he's been shooting 30% from three all season, and so if that can come back, that's a good. I'm looking for any good sign I can, guys. So that was nice to see. The Rudy Gay was obviously really nice. Trent Forrest in a 5-out offense is a different player. 5 for 9, 10 points, 4 rebounds, and an assist. He's a different player in the 5-out offense because then you can have him as the screener or with the ball in his hands, and that was really kind of fun to watch. The first half was more fun than the second half. But yeah, Trent Forrest was screening for Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell would then, as he rolled, give him the ball, and Trent Forrest would get it at the free throw line. Here, let's just watch. And then he'd either make the shot or pass it to a open guy. See, look at that. We have Trent Forrest with the ball in a 5-out. That means he can just drive. It makes him a different player. So here we go. Trent Forrest is going to give the ball to Donovan. This was that rebound and putback fight by Trent Forrest. That was nice. He definitely brings that. Let's see right here. See, watch. So this is what I'm talking about. This is Trent Forrest in the pick and roll, and he's going to just do a short roll here. Boom. Gets the ball at the free throw line. He has options. He can either pass to an open three-point shooter, one of these three, or take the shot. It's honestly a little unguardable. It's honestly pretty great. And then he just makes the shot, and that's a gimme for him. So that was fun to watch. This was the most fun thing about this game, and there were not a lot of fun things. Nice deflection by Donovan, by the way. This is the other thing I'm talking about. Trent Forrest in transition is lethal. I mean, look how big and athletic he is. He is big, and he plays big, and he goes to the rim. I mean, that's just lethal. He's really great in transition. That's fantastic. And then right here again, Trent Forrest with the ball on a 5-out offense. He can just isolate Luka. By the way, why aren't they isolating Luka every play? Every single play. That's another question I have, because he's not a great defender. I know he's playing better defense now that he's in better shape, but the benefit of attacking Luka is that you could possibly put him in foul trouble. I would just, the way they were attacking Mike Conley, attack Luka Doncic. Do it. I mean, at one point he was close to foul trouble. Why not? Why not? But this Jazz team is just not very good without Rudy Gobert and Bojan Bogdanovic. And even with them, they're not it in a lot of ways, guys. It's a bummer. We'll see. I hope I'm wrong. I'm trying to be positive. The people like the positivity, but man, another loss tonight. Really rough. Let's give a shout out to our All-Stars tonight. These are the guys that make it happen. They're the house money, Christian to house type guys that absolutely make this show what it is. So let's see. Let's pull it up. Oh, I did not pull it up. I'm pulling a Donovan Mitchell tonight. I did not show up like I should have. All right, let's give a special shout out to Christian DeHaas, especially House Money, Christian DeHaas, Tyson Price, The Price is Right, Baby Elliott Matson, X marks the spot for Zintas, Jordan the Goat, Besserell, Joshua Hansen, the Danish Destroyer, and one Anton Warren, Ezekiel Rice, Seabay, the Manford Down Under, JT Buckets Wardell, Austin R. Grant, Editor Extraordinaire, Eric C., the C stands for Champion, Donald Schooley, schooling all of us, DW to CB, Darren Williams to Carlos Boozer, Jorge Arrizaga, mi amigo de abajo, Lee Christensen driving the lane, Patrick Kubo, the connoisseur, and Robert Hall of Fame out in Boston. All right, guys, that's all I got tonight. This was a tough loss. It's a tough road trip for the Jazz. It's not even done yet. Even I messed up with SLC Dunk. I thought it was the last game. It's not. It ain't over. This Jazz team has a rough road, and the playoffs are not far away. We'll see how they do. Let's hope it's better than how they're doing. Guys, I will talk to you next time. Thanks again. If you're new, like and subscribe. I will talk to you.